It's the most viewed Lamborghini ever in the world.
And he's got maybe like 2 brain cells.
Excuse me, what?
You're doing this YouTube thing right.
My manager's over there saying, don't say what you're going to say, Yianni.
Wait, what?
7 years ago, I got robbed in my house.
Whoa! Yeah!
Okay, Jelly. So I think you can introduce our guest today.
Yeah, today we have a professional rapper with us.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So this is Yianni the rapper. So Yianni, how long have you been in the music industry for?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
We love your tunes.
Yeah.
That's it. Me, Drake, Snoop, you know how we do.
Yeah.
You hang out with those guys?
All the time. To be fair, I was with Snoop the other week, actually. But yeah, I actually was.
He's not even kidding. He's not even lying.
No.
But yeah, I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper with an R. I'm a rapper with a W.
Oh, can you
Okay.
please explain? Because we're not really
So you're
sure
a,
what
you're a wapper.
I'm a rapper. So I own a company called Yianni. So we rap cars for a living, and we rap them for every celebrity, YouTuber, high net worth individual on the planet, and every car you can possibly imagine.
But why why do you need to wrap your car? Because I've been driving a car for a while and it doesn't need a wrap. Like,
Okay,
Wow,
Is it-
Josh.
straight in. We'll do this, Jelly. We'll do
no,
this.
I'm asking. It's interesting.
Okay, what car do you have?
Right now I have a Taycan,
Okay, you have a Porsche Taycan, yeah?
Yeah.
What colour's the car?
black.
You bought it in black.
Yeah.
Nice black? You like it? Enjoy
Yeah.
it? How long you gonna have the car for?
How long am I gonna? Maybe a year or two. I don't know.
A year
maybe.
or two. If you ever got bored of that black and you think, you know what, I might want to make it blue or green or red or orange or white, yeah?
Yeah.
What you're gonna do, sell the car and then try and buy another car in that colour.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Or you could just come
the
to me.
problem is that I've had like a few cars and they've all been black, so that's the issue. I'm pretty boring.
I mean, you're literally wearing black.
No, I've got grey as well.
A little bit of gray. Or your rims? Your rims are gray?
Yeah, but they've got yellow calipers. Which
Where's the yellow
I
on your
tried
outfit?
on my outfit?
Yeah, there's no yellow on your
No,
outfit.
I'm not. I haven't got any yellow. Sorry.
Oh.
But no, that makes sense. I get it. It was a bit of a. I was a bit of a trap.
It's like
question, 'cause I
changing
agree,
jacket.
yeah.
I haven't wrapped cars, but I've done it's something called paint protection film. It's PPF for short.
Yeah.
Which it protects the paint. Right?
Very good.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knows his stuff. He's good.
But before we get into all of this, I think we should properly introduce this guy here. All right?
Yeah.
So Yianni, big YouTuber, celebrity car rapper with a W.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
From the UK, you've got all kinds of businesses. You're a vlogger. You're a big guy, man. And what the crazy thing is, I've actually known you for a while.
About 5
Even though
years.
we have, I think back then, I'm not sure you were a YouTuber. Were we in the business? Were we in the same business back then?
I think it was early days. I've been
Yeah.
doing it for about 9-10 years now, but I think it was early
Wait,
days.
but
yeah.
what is it you've been doing?
Right.
Like, so you say doing it, but what is it? You mean
Okay, so
you've been doing the Yianni thing for like 9-10 years?
No,
or-
so I had the car wrapping business, and the reason the car wrapping business blew up is because I'd done the likes of KSI, all the Sidemen,
which we'll get to. I think it'd be
yeah,
interesting
all
to
of
learn
One
more.
Direction, all the football players, all the musicians. So when
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
cars for those people and they do videos and you do content with them and you put them online, that is how you build your profile. So
Right.
so I built my profile, and then everyone's like, "Well, you should do YouTube. You should do this." And I was like, "Okay, then." So then I started doing YouTube.
Right.
And then obviously when you do videos with these guys, your followers grow. And obviously it was a lot easier back in the day to grow your followers. I think it's a lot harder now.
Right.
If you're starting out.
So what, like, there's plenty of other people I assume who rap cars.
Yeah.
So what was it that meant that you could do it for like these big people, these big names? What was the difference?
It's just how I networked.
Really?
I think I just networked really, really well. I got introduced to people. I think if you're famous or you've got money, the biggest issue is trust.
Sure.
It's very difficult to work with people, and you think, can I trust them? Are they going to rip me off, or are they going to sell a story on me? And I think because I had such a good client base from early, like a friend of mine was Bakary Sagna. I don't know if you're into football. He's an Arsenal football player, played for Man City, the black guy with the blonde hair. He was my best friend, and he introduced me to a few players. And then once you get one player and you're in the training ground, they're like, "Oh, who done your car?"
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, Yianni done it." Oh, go to him. And then I became like the go-to guy. If you're a YouTuber, they were like, "You got to go to Yianni."
Right.
And if you took your, and it was funny at the time for me. But if you didn't take your car to me and you're a YouTuber, they're like, "Yeah, you're not making that YouTube money."
Wait, but we never got our cars wrapped at yours. So did we make that YouTube money?
I guess
But
not.
you do live abroad, to be fair.
Yeah, I do. What about this
He
guy?
doesn't wrap his cars. He keeps his cars all black.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah, like
boring. I'm boring.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, maybe one day we'll get that, Jelly.
Yeah.
Have a car wrap.
But that's interesting though. So you created this trust circle, And that allowed you to expand your business in like the celebrity world, because these are expensive cars. Can you like name some cars? Like we're talking about Lamborghinis, we're talking about Ferraris,
Bugattis,
Bugattis.
Koenigseggs.
So these guys, they drop their $2 million car off at your door, and they say, "Can you please make it red?"
Yeah, or chrome. Like we did mad cars.
Maybe
So, like,
red is too boring.
Yeah, we do. Like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he had a LaFerrari, and we got a big backlash on this, and it was all in the papers and in the news, where they say Ferrari should always be red.
Right.
They say if you have a Ferrari, it should always be red. And we wrapped it in like a psychedelic holographic flip color. You know, like if you pour oil on the floor,
Right.
it looked like that.
Wow.
And they were like, that car should be taken away from him. He should be arrested. Enzo Ferrari is turning in his grave.
Car abuse.
It was honestly, it was brutal. But he's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and he was playing for Arsenal, and he was top goal scorer. He don't care.
Right.
And when you've got a car, the whole idea is to do that. You wouldn't buy that car in that color because
Right.
resale is going to be terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can do whatever you want. Your imagination can be crazy, and then when you sell the car, you just take the wrap back off, and then sell it in the black as an
Yeah,
example.
no, I mean, it makes sense. Like, especially, it makes more sense to get a fairly neutral color and then wrap it, because then you're not going to have any issues
Your
selling it,
personal
right?
taste.
Yeah,
And then when you
yeah.
get, but like a prime example was JJ. We done his Lamborghini in chrome purple with the Tron.
KSI.
KSI, yeah. So
Yeah,
we done KSI's car in chrome purple with the Tron. And everyone's like, oh my God, that was obviously in his video.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was insane. But when we sold that car years later, we stripped it back to the
Yeah.
original orange.
Right.
And then we sold it.
And I guess any of this, like people hating on whatever color you wrap the Ferrari, is kind of good publicity for you.
Great for me.
Because they see, hey, you know, sure, we might not like the color, but the wrapping job, you know what? That's a good job.
Do you know what I always say to people, I wrap my cars in like chrome turquoise and
Right.
gold and mad and like rose gold, doesn't matter. But people say, have you seen Yianni's car? I hate it. But you've just said, have you seen Yianni's
Yeah,
car?
yeah.
Oh, I love Yianni's car. So it doesn't matter. All you're doing is you're saying
You
my
got
name.
your foot in the door, basically.
You're
Yeah.
saying my name non-stop.
Yeah,
so
no,
I
it's
don't
perfect.
care.
So for you, you need to have something that is literally not just a regular color, right?
I've always,
It's
got,
good
it's got to be
business.
out
It's
there.
good
marketing.
business for you. You're
Yeah.
marketing your own business by driving a chrome car.
Exactly. You want people to talk about it. And when you're driving down the road and people are like, oh my God, people will talk
Yeah.
about it.
Right.
So diving in a bit further, then, we're talking about what you had at the beginning of the wrapping business, but like I want to find a bit more about like how you actually got to that though. Like, did you come out the womb wrapping cars? Like,
Yeah.
what's the
that's
early
a good
days?
question.
Okay. Do you want to hear the funniest thing? So I'm known as the rap king.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I can't wrap cars.
Wait, what?
I don't wrap cars.
Wait.
As in, like you can't.
I can't physically do it. I know how to do it. I can talk you through it. I have the best staff in the game, but I don't
So
physically
you
wrap
buy
cars.
like vinyl and you heat it against the paint.
Correct.
That's kind of,
And you apply it.
you
but
apply it.
clearly, there's a bit more skill to it.
Right.
Yeah.
To get it clean. You can't do that.
I don't apply
And
vinyl.
you've-
Okay, does Richard Branson fly the planes?
But what I find interesting is that you didn't do it.
No.
You didn't start with. So like you weren't like you started up doing it yourself and then you brought people in. Like, so how did you get to have it?
Yeah.
If you couldn't do it yourself, how did you get there?
So I used to outsource everything. So
What, like,
when I started, so I don't want to say I faked it, but
No,
so
I'll join the club. There we go.
I would, listen, I would take it to you to wrap, and I'd take it to you to tin, and I'd take it to that person to do the wheels. And literally, I'd pick up the car and I'd get it all done. And this was before the days of Instagram. So everyone's like, oh, Yianni done a great job, and we'll take it here, get it done. And they were like, Yianni, where's your place? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it up. It was me and one guy driving around, outsourcing all the work. And they're like, yeah. And obviously Instagram came about, and I was like, yeah, I'm in trouble now. So Instagram was amazing for me because I've now got a visual thing that I can show people people loved, but I haven't got the premises. So I had to very quickly get a premises,
Right.
because I was about to be exposed as this guy that's the known as everyone knows it, and then
So you're a bit of like a broker
Wow.
or like a middleman. But
Correct.
So who was the other person that you said?
just another company.
Oh, okay.
It was a company. It was a company
Yeah.
that I used early days. They used to specialize in vans. So if
Right.
you know like the Sky Sports vans, or you see like the Simpsons on the back, the digital print. People used to do vans. I was the one that was like, let's do cars. So I had the client base, and I took it to them and said, listen,
where
let's try
did
and
the
do
client
something.
base come from?
So my friend Bakary Sagna, who played
so
for
many layers.
Arsenal, yeah, it just goes back and back and back. But
Wow.
as I said, I just networked very well. I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
talk to people. I didn't care whether you were the cleaner or you're one of the royals. It
Sure.
doesn't matter. I talk to you the same way. I always carry.
So you
my-
kept building up that.
It's hustling.
Yeah,
right?
no,
It's
I like that.
hustling. I mean, a lot of big businesses are started like that. I mean, you know.
If you listen,
You did
if
it yourself. In the end of the day, you might not have wrapped the cars yourself, but you made sure that your client got the result that he wanted.
And what people don't understand is people say, well, you're not down there, you're not in the trenches. So if I'm down there wrapping a car, who's on the phone? Who's calling people? Who's dealing with the customers? Who's building the business, the brand?
Right.
If I'm not doing that, I don't have the business. I just have a job and I'm just there every day wrapping the cars, but people are not actually...
You know, it's funny. It's not that different from... I know you are a YouTuber, but it's not that different from, us and YouTubers.
Right.
Because the difference is that it is different in the sense that for us, we had to do everything at the start, but it got to the point where we then started bringing people in to help us do all those parts. And although the product was effectively the same, right? So cars get wrapped. Arguably, maybe you could do it. You could make sure the end result's better now, maybe.
Yeah.
And the same thing for us is that the end result's probably better with the other people. But at the end of the day, we're still making a video and the video goes up. So it's an interesting point. It's like you don't have to be doing all of it yourself to make good things, right?
Look at people who film, who edit.
Yeah.
People have a team of like you doing a podcast now. We've got a team behind the cameras.
Yeah.
Whereas
And they're okay.
early,
Did your customers at the start know that this was going on, or you were really like trying to?
because I was the face, that people wanted to come to me.
Yeah.
So they wanted to deal with me. So it didn't matter what went on, as long as I was getting the car and I was properly insured and the end product was amazing. They don't care.
They didn't look at the mileage. They didn't see
care.
300 more miles because you had to drive around the country 3 times.
That's a valid point, but they don't care though. If you're, as I said, if you're high net worth, if you're successful, you just want, there's my car, do everything to it, and bring me the car back. You don't want to take it to this person and that person and that person. So I'm doing all the, it's like concierge. I'm doing all the work for them.
I like, maybe I'm speaking for myself here a little bit too much, but sometimes when I give my car to like a garage or to like whoever, I'm scared they're going to take parts out and sell it and put some like Alibaba parts back in.
Wow.
Is that like,
I think
not
that's
something that happens in this business?
Not anymore. And I think obviously with the newer cars now and they're all under warranty. And I think, it's not like back in the day. I think they used to do that in rentals. So you'd rent a car and they'd take the tyres off and swap the tyres over. So people would do that. But not if you take it to a proper place. Bring the car to me. You'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I might suck some mileage on it, but you'll be all right.
So there was kind of, so you were doing well, right? You had the core principles, you had some good clients, but was there kind of like a breakout point? Was it the KSI the car or?
So my first ever YouTuber was Harry Road to Shore.
Oh.
So Harry lived in where did he live? Guernsey?
Yeah,
Island.
Yeah,
Island off the French coast.
yeah,
right?
that's Guernsey, wherever it is. So he contacted us, wanted his car wrapped, and he was like, "I'm a YouTuber." We're like, "YouTuber,
Okay.
whatever."
YouTuber question
Don't know
mark.
what a YouTuber
Not a
is.
celebrity.
I
Go
don't-
away.
I didn't know, and we wrapped his Audi in chrome silver, which was quite mad.
What kind of Audi was
It was
this?
an Audi A5. He was
Okay.
still young and obviously insurance and stuff. So we wrapped his car, and then one said to me, "Oh, this guy's a YouTuber." My staff were young, and my staff were like, "Oh, he's a YouTuber," and this, that, and the other. He goes, "But you want to get the other guy?" And I'm not, the black guy. I'm like, "What black guy?" And they're like, "The guy that's always with him." But I didn't think anything of it yet. But that's how my staff said it to me. So I was like, "Okay, cool." So we do Harry's car. I film the content, and then when Harry comes with a black guy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And
Pick up the car.
to pick up the car. So I assume that's the guy that everyone's talking about. And they're like, no, it's
Right.
not him. It's a guy called KSI. And I'm like, you
Wait,
lot
so who
just
was
said
he
to
with?
me,
You don't know.
I don't know who. He might have been with Toby. To
Oh,
be
okay.
fair. But
Okay.
It's another one on the side, man. Yeah.
Another one on Simon. I'm only basing it on by what my staff are telling me. So they're just like, oh, it's this guy's Harry, and he's got a friend who's a black guy who's amazing, and that's the guy you really want because he's the main guy. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. Anyway, we do Harry's car, and then I get KSI. And
So you got KSI.
I got KSI.
How did you get to KSI?
Through Harry, through Road to
So
Shore.
Harry just,
You
know,
were just like,
told
as I said, you do one
KSI.
YouTuber, and then once you do one YouTuber and that video goes up,
Right.
it's mental.
So did you charge him?
Yeah, I don't do free. I don't do free.
Oh, I was hoping to get a free car wrapped
Nah,
after the show.
I don't do free. And a lot of people contact me and say, "Oh, I've got big social media, I've got big YouTube." And I'm like, "Yeah, so have I."
Yeah.
It's not. It's
But
not
at the
that kind of-
time,
You have staff
was
to pay?
Was it a bit? But then
Okay.
I guess you didn't really know how big.
Well,
JJ
I
was?
only did when my staff, when he turned on, I was like, wow, this guy's a monster. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
huge. So what I did with JJ, his job, I think at the time, so we done the wrap, we done the underlights, we done a sound system,
What
car was
it? His Aventador.
This
A
was
Lamborghini.
a Lamborghini
Lamborghini
Aventador.
Aventador, the La Lamborghini car in the
And
song.
you guys wrapped
Right,
it in
right.
Tron.
Chrome purple with Tron on top.
What was the backlash of that? Because
Well, it's the most viewed Lamborghini ever in the world.
is this the video? Is this the Lamborghini he made the Lamborghini song on?
Correct.
That was good promotion for you.
That was great promo. And that's the car that, what do you call it, bought? What's the YouTuber called? Where he bought loads of.
Recently.
Oh, I did
Will
see
and E?
this.
Yeah, Will and E. Will and E bought
Recently,
that car.
Will and E bought KSI's
Does he
old
still own that?
Lamborghini.
I think he did own. I don't know if he sold it again, but
She kept it, man. It's a classic. Open a museum.
that's
That's what he did. That's what the video's about. I
yeah,
think.
that's exactly what it was.
I think.
Going back to it, though.
So
Yeah.
you talk about the pricing. JJ's job, I think, it was around £16,000, and obviously I was like, I'm not going to do it for free, and I can't afford to give away a 16 grand custom job. So what I said to him was, and this is where I got him. Okay, so he was like, how much is the job? And I was like, da. I said around, I think it's £16,000. He's like, okay. I said, we'll sort it out when you come back. So he left, comes back to collect the car, and he's like, okay, I need to pay it. I said, I'll tell you what to do. I said, that's your bill, and I passed it over on the table. I said, that's your bill. I said, you can pay whatever you want. And he sort of looked at me, got taken back. He's like, what do you mean? I said, you can pay me whatever you want for this job because I know who you are.
Was this content?
I appreciate you do.
like-
I didn't put this on the video.
No, okay.
But
Wow.
we did have 3 videos.
Because it all sounds really dramatic. but-
Yeah.
But I was like, you can pay whatever you want. So it wasn't
Okay.
on the video. This was obviously behind. And he was like, so if I want to put £1 on my card, can I do that? I said, if you want to do that. And I just said, I'm going to leave you here. I left. I went downstairs.
Wow.
And I just left him in my office with my PA. All right. Anyway, so he comes down, takes the card, he drives off. Obviously, as soon as he leaves, I run upstairs straight away.
What did he pay?
What did he pay? She goes, he paid the full amount. He paid the full amount. And he didn't need to. He could have paid whatever he wanted.
Good guy.
And fair play. And he didn't need to. And fair play to him, he done that. And
But he didn't tip.
he did. No, you don't tip. But fair play.
This is the UK. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
And I shot 3 videos with him, and they're my top 3 videos on my YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
I mean, like
Wow.
the return is insane. Like on your time spent, like they're all
they're all 10
brilliant.
million plus. All 3 videos are 10 million
Wow.
plus.
Yeah.
So not only did you charge him the 16 grand, you probably made another 30, 40 grand from the video that you
Man,
posted
you're
on his
doing this
car.
YouTube thing right. Like,
Yeah.
work your way up the chain. There
I'm
you
not
go.
sure I'm going to pay for this rap, Yianni.
You do the same thing to Jelly. You'd be like, so here's the bill. You pay what you want. Jelly'd be like,
£1,
50p.
You're going to get the money anyway, man.
€1.
Put my name in the title. We good.
That's it.
I
But
don't know, Jelly. I don't know if you've got the pulling
Hey,
power
hey,
anymore.
hey.
he's definitely got the pulling power. I'm sure he has. But yeah, so it was just mad. And as I said, I've been fortunate enough to meet. So I know all the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know all the celebrities, and they just bring their cars to me. And there's no one else that does what I do in this with these clients. There's a lot of rap companies out there. Listen, there's loads of YouTubers.
Yeah.
So
You understand?
who's your biggest competition?
I don't have competition.
You don't.
Wow.
I don't.
At
I
all.
don't.
He's a
There's
monopoly.
small. Yeah, I don't. I've got a TV show, and when my TV show came out, I had loads of rap companies contact me saying, "Thank you so much for putting rapping on the map.
Oh,
it's
wow.
increased
Nice.
my business. Like I've got so much business because I can't do everyone's cars, and my customers are handpicked now. So it is
Right.
literally
Sure.
it is the celebrities now that's signing because I can't do 400 or 500 cars a year like we used to back in the day.
So you know, there's no competition, but in the rapping industry, is there like jealousy? Like, are they,
Yeah.
or do they think like, Yianni, he's just like, people talk big about him, but his actual raps are kind of crap.
No, the problem is our raps are amazing. So and that's not just because our quality is really high, but I'm not cheap.
Right.
So they'll be like, he's too expensive. You're only going there because
okay.
you're paying for the name. Well, you're not. You're paying for the service. And
Right.
a lot of customers that come to us want their car put on my Instagram or they want it on my
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube. So if I film that video, you're getting that exposure for free.
So
Right.
it's kind of,
People want to see the reaction on their rap. as
it's
well.
kind
They-
of
they-
the reverse has happened. So originally, you obviously are kind of grinding away, making contacts, building your network, kind of, you know, growing things. Whereas now, people are doing that to you.
Yeah.
People are like, I want to get my car wrapped so that I could get promo from you. Like,
Correct.
It's crazy
Wow.
that it's flipped.
We did it with Cal Freezy. He done the prime bottle car.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah.
seen this.
You know the Red Bull.
I've
You've seen
think-
the Red Bull car
Yeah, yeah, the
with
Red
bottle
Bull
on the
car.
back.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
done one for Prime.
Wow.
And Cal came to me. He's like, "Listen, change this and make it into a Prime one." And we did that.
So
I did that. for
Prime
him.
didn't even pay for that. Cal Free.
Was that a video he was making?
Yeah, it was a video that
Right.
Cal done. We wrapped it in green. We mounted the bottle onto the back, and obviously then it gave it to KSI.
You gave it. Oh, wow.
So yeah, and that was a cool video.
Yeah, that is
That's
cool.
amazing.
And again, he came to me because we've always done the cards, and he knows that he's going to get. listen, he doesn't need any help from me, let's be honest. But
Sure.
he got the extra exposure.
I mean, it adds a level
Yeah.
to the video though, because
It's kind of fun for you as well, though, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love doing things like
So
that.
do
I
you
love
kind of
working with
pick your
people.
clientele like that as well? You make sure you can get some people in who also are gonna, give you some exposure as well.
It's whoever contacts me. Listen, we have a 3.5 month wait list.
Wow.
So we have to be really, really
But-
careful.
But mine can be wrapped next week, right?
how solid is that wait list? Are there people you would push to the front?
There's people that I'll push to the front, but I won't wrap your car next week.
Right.
It's literally virtually impossible. I've got, you probably don't know, Bake Off, Paul Hollywood. So we're doing his car.
Oh yeah, I do know.
And,
Yeah.
he's huge. I said to him, you got to wait 4 weeks. My wait list was probably 12 weeks. I
Yeah.
to wait 4. So even still that he's a huge celeb and a huge name, I still had to make him work. 'Cause I can't just push a car out. If a car's already there or they're queuing, I can't just tell a customer, I'm going to move you
So
around.
he's kind of old school. So what is he like? Like mainstream old school. Like what is he getting wrapped? Or can you not say?
He doesn't want me to say. It's a monster car. He loves cars. He loves
But
cars.
is he going bright?
He's going. I can tell he's going orange. So I can tell you the color he's going. He's going bright orange.
Not what I expected from the character.
from that character. But he rides motorbikes. He's got loads of cars. But he's real cool.
Oh, okay.
As I said, it's really nice to meet. You know when you meet people that are big names, and you always want to see how they carry themselves, and are they a bit up themselves, or are they a bit rude, or whatever. The majority of people, and I think, granted, because it's me and they know me, and they think, well, I'm not going to be rude to Yianni, but
Yeah.
they are cool.
No,
And
that's cool.
I mean, they're also asking for a service from you, and
Yeah,
they're
it is
paying
business.
for it. So
It is a business
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So people always look at that. Well, it's YouTube, it's social media. It is, but this is a business. And if I don't do the job right, the YouTube and the business becomes irrelevant. If
Yeah.
the job's not right and you're paying for a service,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm about.
because you are doing a service that people are paying for. So essentially, if you do a bad job, somebody could make a video and say, you know what, I paid 10 grand to get my car wrapped, but it's a
You're a
shitty
lot more
job.
exposed.
Yeah.
Effectively, right? As well.
Massively,
That's
massively,
interesting.
because
People can attack you easily.
how it's,
So it's
listen,
very
you
important
mess
for
up.
you to get the quality at the top.
Have you had
right?
that? Have you had like attacks on those types of things?
I've had, listen, no job's going to be 100% perfect. So there is some times where the job hasn't been correct, but because I know how to deal with my customers, and because I manage my customers very, very well, they will say to me, Yianni, I've got an issue. What's it? I've got a slight lift here. No problem. Bring me the car back. I'll rectify it. And a good company or a good business only shows itself when something's going wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When it's good and I'm taking your money, we're both smiling and you leave, it's easy. When you phone me in 3 months' time or 6 months' time, say, I've got an issue,
Yeah.
I've already been paid now. So I know now whatever you're coming back with is now costing me
Yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
That shows how good you are.
Yeah.
And I will, if I have to rewrap your car for free under warranty,
Well, and time,
I'll do
right?
it.
Like time is the big cost
Time,
for you right
vinyl,
now. Yeah.
it's a nightmare. But if it's wrong,
I
we'll
actually
redo
had
it.
that. Like I mentioned, I did a paint protection film, which is essentially a wrap without a color, right?
correct.
And it was starting to come off. And I was upset. They did take it back, which was nice, and I didn't have to pay for it, luckily. But
No,
I
it's
was a bit
warranty.
scared.
You shouldn't have to pay for it. It's
Yeah.
warranty. Did you
Well,
drop though? I'm jelly and I'm gonna drop a YouTube video on your ass.
No, they didn't even know it was me. I think
Nah.
no, I could have done that.
Yeah,
know we
watch
did.
out, guys. Watch
But
out.
would I get a free car? Would I get a free wrap there? No, I'm
But,
kidding.
but check this out though, yeah. So if I do a free job, which I said I don't, do you have any right to say anything if the job's free?
No, actually, I guess not. Like the warranty would
I suppose
be
the only difference would be if you were giving a free wrap in return for like a review.
right.
Because
Or content.
The reason why though is like it's like the nerdiest like analogy for it, but we get games, right? And like we can criticize the game, but we get games for free. And I know it's like miles away from a car wrapping, but it's so that's the sort of thing where they're like, we're trying to get exposure, then it's a fair opinion on it.
Yeah.
But I suppose if it's a service, you get it for free, then as long as if the person's gone back to you and gone, hang on a second, you gave me this thing for free, but it's like non-functioning, and you were like, I don't care, then I guess maybe you'd be like, I got this, but they didn't actually do it right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Do you know what I call it? Value exchange.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people say, well, you got it for free. I didn't get it for free. Let's say I've done something to my house and I got an item in my house that's like a fireplace for free. And they're like, you got it for free. Well, I didn't. I gave them exposure on my social media.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
it doesn't cost you nothing. Well, it does. It took me years to build up my following to be able to people to trust me, to put it out on my social media. So that comes at a cost.
Yeah.
So people don't actually get that. They're like, well, it's free. It's not. It's value exchange.
Yeah.
If someone
It's a
can
win-win.
if someone can come out and fix a dent on a car, and they'll take them 10 minutes, and you'll pay £50 for 10 minutes. £50 for 10 minutes. But hold on, what about all the years it took him to train to be able to do that in the 10 minutes?
Yeah.
People don't get
The
that.
equipment.
Exactly.
the rent.
Exactly. So it's not free. It's value exchange.
Yeah.
So you sort of briefly touched on things like going wrong, fixing them, blah blah blah. Have you got like an example of like what the worst ever mistake was, or problem that was like?
So we had a brand new Rolls Royce in, and one of my staff smashed the window. He was taking a trim off, and he flipped the trim, and the trim hit the window and just went shattered everywhere.
Wow.
And the window was £1,800 because it was a brand new Rolls Royce.
Are you insured for things like
yeah,
that?
Of course, I'm insured. But I wouldn't claim on my insurance, not for £1,800.
No.
So I'm now in a catch-22. Do I ring the customer and tell him, or do I just repair it?
Yeah.
So you can repair it and think the customer will never find out, which usually you can get away with. But you know what? I didn't. I'll tell you why I didn't. Because let's say that window had a slight mark, or there was something on that window that he knew. And he gets his car back, he's like, something's not right about this window.
It might have been his special window.
Yeah.
You don't
Maybe
know.
he kissed it.
Yeah. and the lips were
Yeah,
there.
the lip mark is there. Or his no, I can't say this. Somebody that died kissed that window, and he's not cleaning it off.
Wow,
you know?
is that where you went? You went there.
He goes to weird spots. Like it happens.
I'm just thinking of worst case scenarios. Why
I
he wouldn't
guarantee
want
you
his
there was
window to
something
be-
worse in his head. That was the better
He dumped
option.
it down.
Yeah, I did.
So I rang the customer and said, listen, this is what's happened. I'm sorry. I'm going to order a window from Rolls Royce. It's going to be an original window. He's like, thanks for letting me know, Yianni, no problem.
Oh,
Nice.
I think I would have said, give me a new car. I wanted that window.
I'm definitely
I
not
bought
doing
that
this.
car with that window.
Yeah, your free wrap's gone well out of the
Free
window.
wrap, PPF. I'm not even putting a sticker on your car. Like, I'm just stay away from me.
You'd be like, stone chip.
That's it.
Car.
I'm sticking to you. Boring.
There we go,
black
yeah.
car,
I'd buy a new
leave it
car
like
every
that.
week, man. I was hoping to come every week. No, I'm kidding.
I just came up with a great idea for a video.
Oh,
You gotta see how many, like those videos where someone puts on a t-shirt and then they put on like 100 t-shirts. See how many wraps you can put on one car.
that's actually kind of good.
It's
But
it's yours
would
for
it
free.
work,
You
though?
can take
Actually
it.
Very good.
You just continue putting wraps on it, and just see
100
how crazy it
layers.
looks. You can
100
see
layers.
the thumbnail now. The thumbnail's like a car, and you've got this like bulging with all the colors like splitting.
Yeah, and you start driving, and it all just starts like flying off.
Actually, that's really good.
Hey, man, we're
What
YouTubers
can I
here.
say?
You know, we can help you.
You know what we're saying? Value exchange. So there we go.
Yeah, value exchange.
So now I'm going to have to wrap his car. Luckily, you don't like wraps, so I'm okay. That's actually very
Maybe
interesting.
PPF, Josh. I tried to
Yeah.
talk him into PPF.
Well, you know what I'm actually driving at the moment? I'm driving a Honda E.
Okay.
A what?
Okay.
Honda E. Okay. Not quite. It's not quite Honda E.
Dude, listen,
It's
I
electric.
Oh, no, I
got
just
in the
have it as
car.
well. It's my
I
second.
got in this Taycan. He's got like all the carbon options you can possibly imagine, and he lives quite literally in the bush.
Is
All
it
right.
turbo?
Yeah, it's S.
Turbo S. Oh, look, that YouTube money.
He lives in the
Turbo
bush.
S.
He's
Hang
driving
on,
it
but
past bushes.
I drive a Honda E to work.
Okay. But you want to keep the mileage down on the Turbo S?
Yeah.
It's not even like you can say, I'm trying to save on fuel. It's electric. So to me, you got to save on electric.
Electricity's pretty
Honestly,
expensive.
have you actually
though.
ever driven a Honda E?
No, but I've driven
It's-
a Taycan Turbo S because I used to have one.
You're trying
yeah.
to convince
Forget
a guy
the Turbo S.
who replaces his Lamborghinis
Just-
every
just
6
hear
months
me
to
out.
buy him a Honda E.
Just hear me out. The Honda E is probably one of the funnest cars I've ever driven.
Nah,
But
Twizzy.
well, that's what. Well, maybe. But the thing is, a Honda E, it's like you put it in sport mode, and like I can wheel spin that thing. I can drift it around corners. Like you'd be.
can do that with a
shocked.
Taycan Turbo
Now,
S.
granted, it can't go over 70 miles per hour. But when you're on the back roads, it's like, are you if you get up 70 miles an hour, you're gonna die.
Is that safe though? Like in the back roads, what's the traction? Like I drove recently. You would have seen it. What was the car that flipped over in Monaco?
It was the new Citroën.
Yeah, the new Citroën. Oh, we got to talk about an accent in Citroën.
Oh, he does. So Jelly.
Wow.
I don't want to.
I live in Monaco. It's quite literally
No,
French.
stop. He insists on any foreign word. He has to say it with the right accent.
Oh, it was very good though.
It's so
the
infuriating
new
though.
Citroën.
Like you see, he starts talking about croissants, and it's just like, just shut up.
How do you say croissant?
Croissant. No, I don't. Wow.
What languages do you speak?
What language do I speak?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Dutch and English.
French?
I can understand a little bit of French. I don't speak it. No.
Sound very French
I
though.
can. I call it restaurant language. I can order a beer. I can order. I can read the menu roughly and kind of order what I want and what I don't want
With
on
the
it.
accent though.
with the accent. Yeah,
I need to go for dinner with him.
if
just,
you don't,
he's like, I'm not coming.
It's really like one time is like
no,
enough.
you got to pull the accent, man. That's the only way you can learn the language.
But we've got a bit of an American accent coming out.
I know
here.
it's wild. It's wild. Like this, everyone thinks he's American, but I think that's just because it's the easiest option to default to.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
your accent. Also, his accent changes. So you get an old school member that we kicked out of the group called Quebblecop.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. We didn't kick him out. You speak to him. Like they speak together, and suddenly he's like, all sorts of stuff comes out. Like the accent completely
Excuse me,
changes. It's all that. It's all throat. It all comes from the throat.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at Jelly Geordie throat action.
I'm a little bit everywhere. I hear a lot of different types of English with a lot of different accents. It's hard to pinpoint which one's the one I'm gonna copy. You know.
So based on which country you go to, you just change it up.
No, not my English accent. My English accent's actually the same.
Is
it not?
It's not an English accent.
But
No,
I'm not talking about
I
English.
think he means the
American
accent
English?
he has when he speaks English.
The accent I have when I speak English.
Sorry, you're good.
Oh, fuck you guys. Just two British guys making fun of a foreigner. No, it's all right. It's all right.
Right.
But, actually, I'm Dutch, and a lot of people in the Netherlands actually have a British English accent, and I find that quite cheesy. Because I feel like...
Can you do the British accent?
Oh, yeah, mate.
Go on, Jelly. Keep going.
No, I don't know what to say. Like,
Tell us what you had for breakfast this morning.
well, this morning I had a meal replacer. It's called a Huel. Have you tried it?
Jelly,
me
that's
good?
not sponsored. Not sponsored.
No, I know. Anyway.
Because we've got no sponsors. But
Yeah, we don't have any sponsors. Please pay us. Anyway.
we'll get sponsored from rapping. We get a car rapping sponsorship.
Yeah.
Good.
I
We'll talk
wanted to
later.
finish my
It's fine.
story.
Sorry, go on.
I feel like American English is the default English.
For you.
Ooh, that's
For me.
For you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You saved yourself there. That was a dangerous one.
Especially in Europe.
Well, hang on.
Like in mainland Europe. Like we're talking about Dutch English, German English, Swedish English, Norwegian English. Like I'm not kidding. These Englishes, they all have different accents, and they're all kind of defaulting to the American English and not the British English.
I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I get when he gets into
Oh,
it.
come on, guys!
At a certain point, you just kind of have to be like, okay, Jelly.
Switch off.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should keep talking about him than this guy. So I'll shut
That's
up.
fine. It's fine.
Would you let Yianni wrap your $10 million yacht?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Can we
sorry,
wrap-
sorry. $10 million yacht. Have I missed that video? Did I miss that video?
Dude, I'm a
You
big
did miss
shot.
the video.
I'm a
There's
big
video.
shot. Have you
There's
seen
actually
it?
genuinely a video of it.
Yeah.
You have a $10 million yacht.
No.
Yeah, he
I
does.
clickbaited.
Well, then, Jelly, what the hell is this about? Oh, I can't find it. Never mind.
Listen, long story short, I bought a boat.
Did you remove?
2
Did you
years
change
ago.
the title?
I think I changed it to
Oh,
100
no.
grand. Didn't I not? Did I not? Yeah.
Did you see the thumbnail?
Yeah. It
I'm
says
currently
10
showing
million.
Yanni the thumbnail.
I bought a boat.
The
$10 million?
question mark.
Question mark.
Clickbait.
Listen, I bought a boat. I'm a YouTuber. I wanna make sure that I get a little bit of the money back. So I had to make it a little bit more exciting by saying the boat is worth 10 million. And then this one guy who makes drama videos on YouTubers kind of made fun of me. He said, your channel's dying because you're focusing on your $10 million boat. Yeah. Long story short, and they're consistently making fun of it. The boat is worth 100 grand, which arguably for a boat is, medium price. It's not the cheapest, but it's also not. It's nowhere close to being a
Have
yacht.
you ever wrapped a boat?
Can you wrap boats?
Yes, we wrapped one in Ibiza. Or Ibiza. How do you say Ibiza?
That's actually a good question because it depends on which region in Spain you're from.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
what I'm
I
saying.
think in Ibiza,
You thought he was fun to be around, right? Like today, you were like, yeah, let's
We
go,
went to
Jelly.
accents and it's just all gone wrong.
So I say Ibiza.
Okay.
Yeah, because I find the very odd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We wrapped a boat anyway in
Yeah.
Ibiza.
Okay, well, like a big one, a $10 million boat.
It was $57 million boat.
What
That's
the?
it, but it's probably like 200 grand. Clickbait.
Ah!
No, it's probably, I don't know, it's probably like 300 grand.
What? So
something
how
like
do you
that.
wrap a boat? You take it out of the water, I assume, right? Yeah.
Take it out of the water.
And then
That's it. So they take it out and they just leave it there, and then
but
obviously just
boats,
wrap.
they grow like muscles on them and stuff.
Yeah, listen.
The little sea fish, not, he works out a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to have fun with this podcast, aren't you? I don't reckon you're going to get to the 5 that you need to do to today. I reckon by 3 he's going to be punching you in your face. Is that why I'm sitting in the middle? As the ref, just to keep you apart.
We're consistently going off topic.
No, we're not. That is not true. I stay on topic, and Jelly consistently goes off topic. I'm the one reeling it back in towards the
Is that
topic.
true?
What do you feel, Yianni?
Are you standing on my boat with a
Is this,
fishing?
is this become a therapy session where this is our therapist?
Welcome to 2/3 with Yianni.
2/3 of the
Therapy
end.
session.
Answer his question, okay? Is it problematic wrapping a boat or not?
You have to use different vinyl because obviously it's salt water and stuff like that. You can't really go below the waterline. Yes, the water will splash up on it. But yeah, listen, it lasts not as long as wrapping a car.
No.
But it's cool. And listen, it's nice and flat. It's like just long, flat panels.
So you flew with your team to Ibiza to
Correct.
wrap.
Or did you outsource it?
No. I wouldn't outsource that because you want it. You want
Could
to
you?
take your team back.
I'll pay for it. Could you wrap my boat?
I could.
That's pretty cool. My boat's white. It's so standard.
No, it's boring. It's boring.
Yeah, all boats are white.
Yeah.
Why can't I have maybe
Jelly
chrome
green.
gold?
Jelly green.
No, chrome gold.
Chrome.
I'd be
green.
the only chrome gold boat.
No,
I mean, I'm
you
not
wouldn't
the
be.
boat.
A few of the sheikhs.
Not
have got
my
the chrome
area,
gold.
anyway.
Where in Monaco? Where's the boat in Monaco?
The boat's in Sweden.
In Sweden.
Yeah.
Not in Monaco.
No, it's not.
You're not that. He's not that levels.
I love how he's like, well, actually, I'm not gonna fly after this.
I can't afford a Monaco boat.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you can afford to live in Monaco though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's levels. I ain't gonna lie, that's level. The amount of tax I pay, I wish I lived in Monaco.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome, man.
So
I can show you around.
Yanni, interesting question. So what is because you change cars a lot, right? Like a lot.
A lot.
So would you be able to actually say what your favorite car is?
Ooh,
Yes.
and I am hoping for this answer. Go ahead, Yianni.
Yeah, it's easy. So I've driven everything. So my favorite car, if you could only drive one car for the rest of your life,
Yes?
Lamborghini Urus.
Woo! Yes! I own the car.
Oh, you got an Urus?
Yeah,
Oh my
let's
God.
go, man.
You got an Urus?
I got an Urus, matte black, paint.
Although you did try and sell it.
Yeah, anything's for sale for a good price.
Agreed.
Fair enough.
So I bought it, and maybe a couple of months later, I put it up for sale for the winter because I barely drive it in the winter.
The car's for the. So it's a 4x4.
All right. Anyway,
What do you drive in the winter?
I'm not gonna explain why. I
On
put it
the-
up for sale. I got an offer, which was more than I paid for it. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's go ahead with
Did you
it.
sell it?
Well, then the deal fell through, and I kept the deposit, so I made some money off it.
Yeah, Lamborghini Urus are good news.
Yeah.
Good news. So I've got the Performante.
Yeah, I tried to get
So-
that one, but
It's difficult.
Oh, you
to
haven't
get.
got as good of one as well.
they released. So that's why I put it up for sale, because they were going to release a new one, and hypothetically speaking, I now have an old Urus.
Or I guess you could even say basic.
Jesus. Man, it's nothing like your Honda. I'm sorry. You're right. Your Honda is next level.
Listen, the normal shape, I call it the normal one. The normal Urus is still an incredible car. Yeah, the new shape's out, but not many people have got the new shape.
I mean, I haven't driven it. Maybe you can kind of say, is it like 10% faster, 20%, 30%? Is the comfort lower because they up the
Do you know about cars? Let me hear if you know this. Go on.
well, the suspension's a whole lot stiffer.
Right, so you're on
they
air-
got rid of some weight, which means I'm not sure we got massage seats anymore.
Right, yeah, no, my car's got every spec, but
Okay, so-
you're on air suspension,
Yeah.
and I'm on springs.
Yeah.
So the ride
that's
is
a whole lot
harder,
different.
but that's because it's a Performante. It's the race version.
Yeah.
If you have the S, you can get it on air suspension. So
Oh.
my car is a bit more bouncy, where it bounces down the road.
Yeah.
But it's
So realistically, right? I mean, I hope Lamborghini aren't watching, but I'm a little disappointed with the Urus Performante.
Lamborghini, if you're watching, sponsor us.
yeah.
I'm just
work very
saying,
closely with
I put my Urus up for sale because I was potentially gonna buy a Performante, and I was like, maybe my Urus is gonna drop in value when the new boy comes out. Well, that hasn't happened because the Urus Performante isn't all that exciting, and the Urus S is kind of the replacer of the base model.
They're
so,
dropping now, though. I'll be honest with you. What year's your car?
2021.
2020. You're still fairly new. Yeah, they're dropping though, so just be warned.
Yeah, well, it's still for sale. So.
They're buy Zorus.
Yeah.
Or
And
his boats.
like I said, anything's for sale for a good price, man.
Even jelly.
Yeah, I had a very nice car. I don't know if I said this. Aventador SV Roadster.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Let's be road to that.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Yeah, it's terrible to drive.
Drives like rubbish. Worst car. You look at it, it's an incredible car. Drives like
dude,
rubbish.
you look at it, you're like, wow. You start it, you're like, oh my God.
So actually, I have a Roadster.
And you start
as
driving,
well.
you're like, no.
You have a Roadster?
I have a Tesla Roadster.
Not yet, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I have an original Tesla Roadster.
Yeah. He doesn't understand electric cars.
You don't.
A Tesla Roadster?
Yeah.
Not the new one.
Jelly. I've got you.
You have got me.
I've got you.
A Tesla Roadster.
So I have an original 2000 it's a 10 plate, 2010 Tesla Roadster, Signature Sport Edition. So you didn't know this.
I don't know that car.
So
First car Tesla ever made.
First car they ever made was a Roadster sports car.
Yeah.
Really?
A fully electric
A reskinned Lotus.
and they only sold it for
Reskinned Lotus.
So it's similar to a Lotus body. Like Elon was like, we've changed 90% of the parts. It's pretty similar.
It's the same.
But I'll show you a picture later. But so I bought it like a couple of years ago because I like electric cars basically.
I know. I can tell.
And I don't really like cars. I just like the electric bit basically.
Okay.
So yeah, Tesla made over like 3 years. They made about 2,000-ish of Roadsters worldwide.
Yeah.
About 60 of them were sent to the UK. I didn't obviously buy one then, but yeah. And of the 2,000, only like a couple hundred of them are signature versions, which is like the first ones off, and there's like a signed plaque on them.
What's it worth?
It changes. Like there's a couple up for like 250.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And the 2010 car was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the big problem with it is if you know electric cars, it's like there are maybe a handful of people that know how to work on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of them do still work at Tesla in the I don't know about the US. In the US, there's like this whole thing. Like there's a couple of companies that are dedicated to sustaining and restoring. But there's like the thing is the US probably has over 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
So there is a market for maintaining them.
What's the battery life like on it?
I
Nothing
think
to flex about.
well, it's more than Honda E. I think you can get like 180 miles from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Still?
But it's a very small, very light car. It's a 2-seater.
Oh my God, it drives like a 10-year-old 3-ton go-kart. Like it is. There's no power steering.
Oh wow.
It's a wild ride, but it's still 0 to 60.
I think it's 5.5.
No, what? No, it's like 3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fast.
That's pretty fast.
Well, I say 10-year-old car. It's not. It's a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
But so basically, long story short, Tesla used that first car to really work on their base car, which I think was the Model S.
Yeah, that was the first proper car, was the Model S.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is that you can really go on about your accent, and he don't like it, and he really goes on about electric. He loves electric, doesn't
Yeah.
he? He loves.
And nobody
electric.
really cares about it.
He loves.
You know,
electric,
people
doesn't
like
he?
tend to click off when
He
he.
loves electric. You can tell.
You
You
don't.
can tell he's really.
Do you genuinely
see
not
his
find
house.
that interesting though about the Tesla Roadster?
No, that's really no. That's
No,
really.
it is
I
interesting.
didn't know about that.
Oh, of course, you know, like I
I'm
think
very
electric
surprised.
cars are the future, whether you like it or not. It's the truth, and you know, maybe it's because the governments are pushing it, but still, it's the future. So
But is it? Listen, they're saying it's the future. Is it really helping us? Because everyone's now,
The big scheme of things.
everyone's switching from. A lot of people are coming away from electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Infrastructure is not in place.
So electric, like second-hand car prices. Obviously, we're a bit UK centric here, but
Yeah.
second-hand car prices like gone down the drain at the
Mental.
moment, isn't they?
Yeah.
Remember the BMW i8? That was an incredible car.
oh, it's ugly.
back in the
man.
day. The doors made that car. If you didn't have those doors, it'd have been terrible. That was an
Yeah.
incredible car. Those are cheap now.
Yeah.
You get a really
But
cheap
then
car
again,
now.
you know, there's a lot of combustion engine cars that also drop in value. So I'm not sure it has to do with the fact that it's electric.
Yeah.
If you like an old Panamera,
But, I don't know.
150 grand sale price 8 years ago is now worth 15K. An old Panamera.
Yeah.
They just make too many of them.
Yeah.
And that's why I bought the SV Roadster. And that's why he bought his
Have you
Tesla
still got
Roadster.
this Roadster?
I've sold
You
it.
sold it. You made
Yeah.
money on that.
Yeah,
You should have done well on that.
I did very
Yeah.
well.
I made 100 on mine.
Yeah, it's
£100.
pretty good. It's pretty good.
I made his boat on mine.
Yeah. I made a little bit more than the boat in mine.
Oh yeah. All right. We're going to be stuck on the cars forever. I really want to know because so I came across the video about your house invasion.
Oh, can we talk about this?
Is
Yeah,
that
we can
something
talk
you're
about
okay
it.
talking about?
Because
we'll
you
talk
made a
about it.
video about the fact that you got robbed in your house. I'm not sure when this was, but
Well, can you, for assuming that they don't really know what's going
Yeah.
on, right? Can you give us the lowdown on?
So 7
summary?
years ago, I got robbed in my house.
Wow.
Tied up. And yeah, they wanted my Richard. So I love watches, but they wanted my Richard Mille. And
can you maybe tell them what a Richard
So
Mille
Richard
is?
Mille is like a Richard Mille, where it's about 150 grand watch. Now it's probably 300,000 pounds. It's a watch that everyone wants. It's a real.
It's not
high-end
this
watch.
one.
It's not that watch. So people know Rolexes, but Richard Mille is like the top of top
Yeah.
watch. And during the robbery, the guy said to me, "Yianni, I want your Richard Mille."
So he knew who you were.
He knew it was a setup. They planned to come and get me, and I just said to him, "It's not here," because it wasn't at the time. I had a scratch on it. It was in Harrods, and he just went bash with the baseball bat to the side of my head. So yeah,
Damn.
so that was tough, and that's probably one of the down points of social media and YouTube
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
film stuff and you're wearing a watch where I think, okay, we can target that person because we know he's got cars, we know he's got watches. But it was weird because it happened 7 years ago. I only put the video out probably a year ago. And the only reason I put the video out is because there were so many robberies happening in London where people don't want to wear watches or don't want to do anything. And I put it out there for a lot of my friends, a lot of my client base. And the amount of football players and celebrities that message me saying, "Jan, I've put my watches away now. I don't wear my watch anymore. I don't do this." So they were like, "Thank you so much for the video." So I'm glad I put the video out. But it was, it was a
That's
tough
wild.
time. It was a tough time.
So how did these guys get into your house?
Through a window. So I got home, I was coming back from a night out, and it was about 3 a.m. Didn't put my alarm on downstairs, which is my fault.
Yeah.
They popped the window, and it was weird because they were already in my house when I got home.
They were
So
waiting for you.
They were waiting for me, but they heard the car pull up. I had a Ferrari at the time, and they jumped out and run away.
Yeah.
So I went in the house, went to sleep, and then got woken up being hit on the head. So they got into my house while I was asleep.
Have you ever found these guys? Do you know who they are?
No, listen, the UK is
Make sure the mics.
the UK is brutal for things that happen on a daily basis. So you see it happen every day in London.
Yeah.
It's
So
a jungle out here,
you
man.
guys,
It's crazy.
You got robbed because of your watch, not because of your expensive cars.
No,
They didn't want
at
your
the time I
cars.
had my Ferrari and my Range Rover. One was in the garage and one was them.
But
Didn't-
is
didn't
it
take 'em.
still like
It's
is it a
easy.
bit a bit pointless to steal nice cars? Or
Yeah,
is
that's what I
it-
was gonna say.
Yes and no. You say that they're stealing Range Rovers like they're anything at the moment. The Range Rover's
I mean-
the easiest car to steal, and they steal them because they'll be put in a container and gone abroad.
Yeah, exactly,
So cars
yeah.
are stole to order. The difference is with my cars. My cars are so out there. They're wrapped
Stole
in
to
crazy
order?
colours. Yes, in other words, they were like, "We want a specific Range Rover. We want
Yeah,
a specific
they'll just
Lamborghini."
go and get one.
So there's
Go
like
and
you
get it.
walk into like your black market dealer and then he'll give you a catalog and he's like,
What car would you like, sir?
and they'll go steal the one for you.
Pretty much. That's
Wow.
what, I know it sounds crazy, but that's exactly what it was. But my cars are always wrapped and they're always crazy colours. So the
can't
minute
really
you
hide
drive
'em.
down the road, you're
Yeah.
you're gonna know my car. But yeah, no, it was a crazy experience. I'm not saying I'm glad it happened, but sometimes things have to happen for you to change your lifestyle and how you think.
So
Yeah.
you got robbed because of an expensive watch. Are you still wearing expensive watches?
I still wear watches. I pick and choose where I wear them to, where I'm going. Like we're here today. It's it's no issue.
Right.
But I won't.
You're
Listen,
not sure. Yeah, you haven't left the building yet.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, I like my Richard Mille. I used to wear it all the time.
Yeah.
I'd wear it to go to the gym. I'd wear it to go to the shop. Literally, I'd wear it like it was
Like it was
an
nothing.
Apple Watch, like
A
it was
G-Shock.
nothing. Honestly, and I look back and I'm like, wow, like you idiot, like are you
Yeah.
mental? What are you doing?
People in Monaco wearing it everywhere.
Monaco. That's different. You can wear it in Monaco. You go to Dubai and stuff. But the UK, I think, is finished with regards to what's going
it's
on. with
interesting.
In London specifically, or
London,
UK general?
London.
London.
Yeah, London's
Why
the
is
main
it so
issue.
bad in London?
I think because you've
It's
got
just
so many
dense,
people.
isn't it?
Yeah, you've got so many
It's
people. in
easy to
such
get
a-
away.
Yeah, you got so many people in such a small thing, and now you got the electric bikes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's literally you're on that and you're gone. There's
Yeah.
no noise. You can get away. Police are never catching
I've
you.
seen this video of a guy driving his Bugatti.
Yeah, I know
And
him.
there's a
And
little
smashing the
scooter.
window,
They
was it?
smashed
Yeah,
through his
yeah.
window, I believe, or he had his window open and they stole the watch.
They didn't get
They
his
didn't
watch.
manage?
Didn't get his watch. And funny enough, he'd just gone to the bank. He'd just gone to the bank, taken some money, and usually has security with him. And he didn't have his security with him, and then he got away. But if you look, how many cars were around? Not one person did anything. I'm not saying you should do anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if you look, I think it's Brazil where if you see, you can just run them over. You can just
Yeah.
drive into them, and you don't get any. There's no.
Yeah. Self-defense.
Yeah, you just defend yourself. In the UK, you can't. If someone comes on your property and you do something and they
get in
trip
trouble.
and they fall and they're robbing you, you're getting sued.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, give us a chance.
So do you find that it's so, because it's tough, because the thing that you do is you basically you're in a flashy industry. Like, it's
I'm out there.
like, how can I take a boring car and make it as like not boring as possible? And I imagine that leaks into typically the person that's bringing you a nice car has also got a nice watch on.
Yeah.
You know, all of this stuff.
Do you wrap watches?
You don't wrap watches, but it's just it's the fact that you're dealing with high net worth individuals.
But it's funny
I
that
don't think it's a bad question.
it's funny though, because like you've got to like then be careful, right? But then it's also your business to like be flashy and
it's a catch
be
22.
successful.
What am I supposed to do? So there was like, oh, you drive a Lamborghini. I'm like, but it's what I do for a living. It's like you make YouTube videos. You're not going to do YouTube videos now. It's like, well,
Yeah.
how does that work?
Wow.
So I've got a protection dog. So I've got
Yeah, we wanted to talk about that one.
I've got a protection dog.
we're dog people. Even though
Are you?
I know protection dogs aren't necessarily pets, but
They-
you get what I mean though. They shouldn't be treated as you know, they're kind of a bit more like a guide dog, right?
Can
As
you
in they need to be-
talk about your dog? Did you get this dog
Yes,
because
so-
you got robbed in the house?
Yeah, so I've got a dog called Uzi. It's a German Shepherd.
I love
Uzi
the name.
Kid, That's it. And he's incredible. And the reason I got a German Shepherd, I wanted a Rottweiler, but the reason I got a German Shepherd because I got kids. I got young kids, so Rottweilers are not as kid friendly as a German
Sure.
Shepherd. So it was trained for 2 years before it came to me, and he's incredible.
Right.
You only have to feed him once a day. Obviously, you have to still take him on walks and stuff like that. If someone threw food over or whatever, he won't take food from anyone but me. And he's incredible. Like he.
But do you have to maintain that like level of like,
I guess.
So if I go on holiday, I'll send him back, and he'll get more update training.
okay.
But he
gets like a
he's
software update.
Okay, so
Yeah,
not
yeah,
everyone.
exactly that.
Not a software update.
Great, that's great. That
This is how he.
that's good though.
He likes electric cars.
Electric dogs.
So you can't give your dog to like your parents or just some of your friends to take care of it for an evening.
No, you can't do that.
It only
but
listens to you.
to me, yeah. He'll only listen to me. He has certain words that will trigger him.
So can you, for example, tell us a word?
No,
do you have a secret handshake?
not with the dog.
Oh, so you
has
can't say the words because they could be used against the
They
dog.
can't. He
by a
only
robber?
listens. He only listens to my voice, but I still wouldn't say the word anyway.
Right.
But he only listens to my voice, so I can trigger him.
So you can
or
say
me.
sit, and if I say
Oh yeah,
sit,
that's basic
Sure.
stuff.
He
But
won't-
that's
he won't sit.
No, he won't listen to
But
you.
he might get like if someone else knew some of the secret words, it might confuse him a bit, or like he'd be like double guessing.
Yeah, the dogs are so incredible nowadays. Honestly, so incredible.
Right.
And what's interesting, like if I pick my daughter up and I throw her up in the air, he starts going mad.
Yeah.
Because he's worried about her that she's going to fall and hurt herself.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's quite
Yeah.
it's quite interesting the way the dog reacts to certain things. And I remember once I was walking the dog and I saw two guys walking and they spun back round and I was like, and where I live is gated and I thought that doesn't look right.
Right.
So I took the dog and I just set him to just be alert.
Yeah.
And he's now on it. And you can see he's looking, and then I triggered him to bark. And you can see the guys look, and obviously they walked away. And I don't know what they were up to, but because you can trigger, so I can make him bark, I can make him talk, I can make him pretty much do anything on commands, and that is why you have a protection dog.
but he won't kill. That's not what they're trained to do, right?
They're not trained to kill, but
Is it a stupid question? You know,
my manager's over there saying, "Don't say what you're going to say, Yianni."
so listen, right? I think some people might be saying, you know, it's not good to have a dog like that with a family. Like, I think maybe, you know,
unless you've had a dog, I don't think you can comment about that. And I know
Yeah.
people say, but you've seen dogs and they've bitten kids and there's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a dog can do anything because it is a dog at the end of the
Yeah.
day. But when you've had that much training, my dog is trained to be able to hold someone. So if I give him a signal, I can get him to pin you against the wall and not touch you. He'll just bark in front
Wow.
and you're just going to be standing there. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Or I can send him to bite you.
Right.
So
he
I can-
won't bite unless
I
you
tell
allow
him.
it.
Yes, I can make him stand you, then he won't bite you. He'll just stand in front of you barking like mad. But if I feel there's a threat, he will come for you. Or if you try to swing for me, he'll take your arm or your leg.
And I think the point is right is that, you know, dogs have big teeth, big mouths. They have the capacity to do damage. So like if you're going to ask that question, it's like, well,
they can kill,
Technically,
but
sure.
it's not. That's
Like,
not what they're trained to do. They're trained
technically
to
a
bite.
Chihuahua could probably kill someone if it really went for their neck and went for it. Like,
Right.
If someone comes in your house and people say, yeah, but if they turn up 3-4 of them, no problem. Who wants to go in first? You're saying 3-4 of them. Who's the first person that's going to be brave enough? Because once that dog gets the first person and you're on the floor, he'll leave that one and go to the next one, and he'll move. And we've done gun training,
Jackie
knife
Chan
training.
movie.
Yeah, we've done knife training, attacks, multiple attacks, night attacks. They've done so many things to the house, so they'll come at different times of the day to try and attack my house and see what the dog does.
And
Wow.
do you feel safer now?
yeah, having a dog is the most. It's peace of mind.
Yeah. And
Peace
is
of
it
mind.
also a good family dog?
Yeah, he's great.
That's
he's
awesome.
Great. He's great. I remember the other day he was in the cage because they were cleaning him. My daughter went and opened the cage. My daughter's 2, and then I walked in. I was like, "Where's my daughter?" And I saw them. They were just both sitting on the floor, just talking because the dog obviously knows her and he's so
Yeah.
protective over her.
Dogs are the
but
best. Dogs are the best.
They're good.
I don't have protective dogs. My dogs are rescue dogs. They're hunting dogs, and they've got a hunting instinct, like
What dog?
Like
What is it?
nothing. They're called Podencos.
Okay.
It's a Spanish breed, and these ones specifically are from the south of Spain. So they are essentially historically trained to hunt for rabbits. Now, I've got one small one who's actually the catcher, and I've got one big one who's kind of like the loud one to kind of cheer all the dogs up. It's not actually, he's not very good at hunting. But I don't use him for hunting, but I can kind of see resemblance. Whereas my dogs do this for hunting. All they care about is killing a rabbit. Your dog, all they care about is protecting the family. Yeah. It's amazing, right? Dogs are awesome.
Yeah.
And your dogs are a little bit in between that, I guess.
Yeah, I've got like one of my. So I've got 2 sort of labs, but one of them's a golden mixed lab who's like a hunting dog stock. Okay. So she's like a little princess, but she also like she took a deer down. I'm talking like a lab golden, like whereas the other one, he's like a chunkier lab, like pure lab, and he's got maybe like 2 brain cells. So, but the thing is like he's the one that looks terrifying, like really muscular, bulky black lab.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it literally is. They are like the bark and the bite, or like together. And
The yin and yang.
she's really protective.
Yeah.
So it's like but not from a doing damage perspective. I think realistically. Yeah. But she's good at. They're both good at like being defensive. The house.
I mean, I think any dog has natural instinct to protect their home base, right?
Yeah.
Even my hunting dogs, they'll bark at people who get too close to the house.
Yeah.
And
They pick
I'll
up
tell
energy.
them off.
My
Yeah.
dog
yeah.
picks up energy. If someone comes and their energy's off, my dog, you'll see his ears go up and he's on alert. Even though I haven't given him any signal, he just knows something's not right.
Yeah.
He's reading your body language,
big on
that
that.
person's body language, with his ears and eyes and senses. It's incredible.
Well, they say like you always trust the dog's instinct. Like they just it's interesting. I mean, I remember one of the first house I moved into, my dog was like decided that she just didn't like my neighbor. So like whenever she would see him, it went furious.
Really?
And I was, so it's just like she will sometimes choose to just not like random people. And I'm like, well, you never know. Like, you never know what's going on there. You never know what she's seen, like what she thinks.
Yeah. She's been staring out the window, stalking her neighbor, and she's seen some stuff.
Yeah, she has. She didn't tell me, but.
Well, she can't talk.
Right. Jelly, stop walking past his house. Took him a while.
He's got binoculars in my
I
window.
actually haven't visited that house yet, so no. Well, that previous house.
Yeah, it'd be weird because someone else lives there now. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't go there now. I thought you said like.
Hi.
Who are you? Someone I knew used to live here.
I could probably find it. I could probably find out where it is. Knock on the door.
That's not a flex.
Is it not?
I could probably find it. I'm like, okay.
Have you never done that? Gone to the home where you grew up?
That's
know?
not.
Where people. Yeah, I don't ring on their door.
You know what I haven't done though? I haven't gone to someone else's house where they grew up.
My friend grew up here, but I thought, let me just come past.
And I've never actually been here. Can you give me a tour?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. So one of the things I wanted to learn a bit more about is like you've got this competitions business, and I was just curious about it on like how it works. So can you explain a little bit more about what it is?
So a competition business is something that you can play online. Okay? It's randomized competitions where you can play for cash prizes, cars, PS5s, whatever it may be. So
And you say play for? Did you say?
you play for. So there's the way you do it is you go online, okay, and you choose the prize you want, and you have to answer a question because it's not theoretically gambling in the UK. You just have to answer a question, and once you answer that question, then you're allowed to play. Okay, so 17 years of age or older. So for example, my Eventual SV, I gave that away on the Animals competitions.
What?
That's what I gave away. And a guy called Ryan won it, who was about 20 years old. He bought himself a place and paid off his mum's mortgage.
That's
So he
incredible.
bought the car. He won the car, drove it for a month. Yeah. So literally it was $7,000 for him to drive it for a month.
Yeah.
And only do 500 miles. $7,000 for 500 miles. Yeah. He drove it for the month and then sold it and paid off his mum's mortgage and bought himself a place.
So he bought a ticket. Is that?
He actually got a free ticket. Can you imagine? He didn't even
Wow.
buy it. And it was one ticket and he got it for free. And he
Oh
won
my
the
God.
Aventador SV Roadster. So
You made a video on that, right?
Yeah,
Giving
I've
him
done
the
a few
car.
videos. Yeah,
I think
giving
I've
him
seen
the
that.
car. Yeah, it's incredible. And his mum. So when I FaceTimed him at the time when he'd won, his mum was there. She's like, "It's all lies. It's all rubbish. I'll only believe it when it's on my driveway." She was
there it
proper
was.
like about it.
She
When
heard
I-
it coming.
And then when I put it on the driveway, I was like, now she's like, "Yeah, I believe it now."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure of course you do."
It's a scary car to have in your driveway. Like,
Yeah, especially when
there's
the car's
flames
worth
coming
more,
out of the
and
exhaust.
the car's worth more than the house because obviously they lived in Rugby, so it's like
right.
out of miles away.
Wow.
It was insane.
So obviously, like, how the hell does that make any financial sense for you to be, if someone's getting a free ticket, how the hell are you giving them a
No,
car?
'cause obviously you've got people that are paid as well.
Right.
So that was, we do promos. So for example, the last car we gave away was what did I give away? A Fiat Trofeo. So
Not
Fiat
the
Trofeo-
Honda.
Not the Honda. I could give that away. So we had a Fiat Trofeo T-Jet. There was 15,000 tickets. The car's probably worth 12 grand, and we charged 99p a ticket. So you sell all 15,000 tickets. You get 15,000 in. The car's 12 grand. You make 3 grand.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I shoot the content of giving it away.
Yeah.
And when you show the content, that is why people come back.
Right.
because
It's
they're
almost like
you
Mr.
can see
Beast
it's
type
real.
of content, you know,
But
giving
do you-
people cars.
But do you limit the amount of tickets that you sell?
Yeah, so that had 15,000 tickets.
So you tell
Okay.
people how many tickets there
Yeah,
are?
so
or-
you'll see how many tickets there are, how many tickets are sold, and what it's going to cost
They can
you.
decide, I'll buy 50 tickets, I'll buy 100 tickets.
You
Are there
limit-
limits?
You limit them, yeah. So some tickets you're only allowed 250, some you're allowed 50, some you're allowed 100. So if we do a watch on there, we'll limit them down because a lot of people just buy loads and loads of tickets.
Right.
But we do this every day, and that's a great business. That's
Yeah.
a really, really good business. I do this.
Is there
all
like
day.
restrictions on how, like, because you know you sell tickets? Is there restrictions on how much? I guess I mean because it's pretty clear that you're making money to be able to do these
It's a
things.
business.
Do they? Is there because you said specifically it's not gambling, so I'm guessing that means there's no restrictions from the gambling. Restrictions.
gambling
Yeah,
restrictions.
there's no
So-
restrictions, but you can't take.
So do
the
they
piss.
stop you from selling? There's nothing stopping you from hypothetically selling, I don't know, 20,000 tickets for a quid.
No, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. But you
Right.
got to remember, you got to sell it out as well. And if you're
Yeah.
putting a stupid amount, and they're going to look and be like, "Oh, a minute, that costs 10 grand. And they've got 30,000 tickets. I'm not playing for that."
Oh, yeah.
You understand?
It
People
needs to feel realistic as well.
Exactly. People know that you're going to make money. It's a business. Listen, I'm not here to say that I'm
Yeah.
not making. Of course, I'm making money,
Yeah.
but you got to be fair.
But you're not allowed to call it like a lottery.
No, because it's not gambling. It's a competitions business. It's a skill-based business.
Right.
So you answer a question, but the problem is the question, honestly, is silly. So
Can you give an example for a question?
Okay, so
Jelly wants to know if you'd be able to do it.
so I don't know if you
Might just buy 100 tickets.
Okay, so they'll be like, there's 4 cars here. So these, because you've got a Lamborghini, a Porsche, a Ferrari, and a Range Rover.
Which one's
Yeah?
the Bugatti?
Which one's electric, as an example, or which one could be
Right.
electric, or which one's German? So we got a Ferrari,
I'd be pretty good
Ferrari,
at those.
Audi, and whatever. Which one's German? So this question
He
is
picked
very,
an
very
easy one for
simple.
you, Jelly.
I think all of them are German.
Ferrari's German.
Oh, you said Ferrari. Yeah.
He lost. No ticket for you.
I didn't think that either, did I? Well, I should have gone croissant.
What is the correct pronunciation of these words?
That'd be funny.
So is there, because I've heard some stuff about this before, like, because the way you explain it sounds pretty, like, sounds fine. But are there people doing it not so good, do you think?
Listen, I don't know what other people do.
Because I see stuff on like Instagram with that ticket stuff.
I film everything, so I cover myself. So because I film
Right.
everything, I show all the winners.
Yeah.
It's when you're giving away stuff and you never see a winner.
yeah.
Right.
So I could fix. I can't fix it, but you could fix it to give it to someone that you know.
know,
But
yeah.
Again, it's a bit like I've been around too long, and I'm not
You
gonna-
have to play fair, you have to play fair because you're adding your face, your name,
my
your
name,
brand.
my brand. Listen,
Right.
for 20 grand or 50 grand, I'm not doing it. I ain't gonna lie. For a couple 100 million, I might do that, you know what I mean? But not for something like that. And as I say, because we film everything, and it's always. So I'll go live and I'll film it for YouTube, and you see the real people, and I phone them surprise phone numbers. There's so much to it. You can't. Like we had one guy, he won 3 times. You're fixing it for the same person to win. I'm like, if I was gonna fix it, I'm not gonna fix it for the same person to win 3 times, am I?
Yeah.
You understand? People don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, we film
That was
everything.
a lucky
so-
winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won 3 times.
Wow.
He knows his electric cars, or his German cars at
Or
least.
his German cars.
Yeah.
That's great. So the thing is with it though is, do you like that first one that you did? Do you always sell out, or what happens if you don't sell out?
I'll take a loss.
Really? Okay.
So this is what I'm trying to say. So as much as people think you're making money, if we don't sell out, so
And the game doesn't play.
No,
no,
it does
I've got to do it. I can't.
Oh, you have to do it.
Yeah, I can't be like, I've put 10,000 tickets, we only sell 7,000. I'm not doing it now.
Okay, so then you sold 7,000, then you're playing, but
I'll make a
the car
loss.
might be worth 10 grand.
Yeah, I
so-
make a loss. I've done it a few times. I've made losses.
Really?
Yeah, it happens. I remember we didn't sell out on a watch. I didn't sell out on a Golf. I didn't sell out on an M2.
So you
Happens.
need to make sure you pick things that people want.
Yeah, you try and put things that people really, really want. So
Right.
usually the watches sell out. I think when we put the watch out, it was the wrong time of the month. So if I try and put the big prizes up right at the end of the month, rolling into beginning of a new month, so everyone's just got paid. You understand?
Oh.
If you put a big prize up,
You're
middle of
having
the
to
month,
think
you're gonna
about all
struggle.
those things.
Yeah,
That surprises me.
I
in a
put
way.
an Urus on there. We put an Urus on there. We didn't sell out.
Oh.
We didn't sell out. We done 40,000 tickets. We sold 22,000. And you had the opportunity
Right,
to
and you
take
changed the
car.
price of the tickets.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that,
They're
that was
not
they were
99p.
$9.99, or if you're a Y Club member, $4.99. You pay 50%. Yeah, and we sold 22,000 odd tickets, and you could either win the car, or if you didn't want the car, you can take £150,000 tax-free cash.
Right.
The guy took 150,000 tax-free cash because he lived in France.
And that helps you because
It worked in my
the Urus
favour.
is much more expensive.
I was
than
well
that.
happy with that, but I can't decide what he does.
Right.
You understand? But that worked in my favour.
So
If
you
he'd
can-
taken the car, I'd have probably taken a 20 grand loss on
So
that.
it's not UK only.
No, it's worldwide.
Oh, why?
Well, we have people. A lot of people
This-
play
this might
from
be good
France,
promo.
South Africa. Yeah, we play it from everywhere. Just North America and South America is for some reason we can't get it.
Oh, so it's mostly Europe, I guess.
Yeah, just North America and South America, but
Yeah.
like South Africa, Brazil, everywhere else.
Right.
People playing. We have a lot of people that play from abroad. It's crazy.
Wow. Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, and if someone wins a car and you're abroad, you can take the cash alternative.
Right.
So that way, then we're not having to send.
Have you ever given away any personal things?
Yeah, my watch. I gave away one
Richard
of my
Mille.
watches. No. I gave my
The
Batman.
guys who wanted to rob it, immediately he just gave it
Just
away.
gave it away. No, my Batman Rolex, and that sold out because they knew it was mine. So that sold
Did
out.
you sign it?
No, should I make you laugh? So the guy turned up with his missus, and you could tell they didn't have a lot of money. And he turned up, picked up the watch. I said, "What are you going to do?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to keep it, this, that, and the other." 2 days later, he sold it. But listen, you won, so it doesn't matter. But I have people that will pick up a car from me. Have you heard of We Buy Any Car? You know We
Yeah,
Buy
yeah.
Any Car, yeah?
What?
We Buy Any Car. We Buy Any Car is like a site where...
Is it only in the UK?
We buy any car.
Yeah.
You almost said it as if it's one word. We buy any car.
We Buy Any Car.
But just if you slow down, we buy any car.
Sorry, Joe. This is our accent.
Sorry. It was just confusing. I was like, what are they saying? Anyway,
But
keep
you
going.
you just take your car, then they'll just buy your car for you for whatever amount,
Right.
yeah? So I remember we gave away 3 cars, and 2 of them literally drove it from me round the corner to We Buy Any Car and got rid of the cars. And they called us saying, "We've seen you've just registered a car in this person. Can you confirm this is the new?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they've just won it." And they're like, "Okay, then."
So why don't they opt out for the cash price? Is that less?
If you have a lower end car, if you have like a 10 grand car, you don't usually have a cash alternative.
okay.
It's only on the bigger prizes. But yeah, people, they can do whatever they want. If they win, I don't care what you do.
Right. It's
Good luck
yours.
to you. Yeah, it's yours. You can do
not
whatever
your
you want.
property
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. It's yours. Do whatever you want.
Interesting.
Right.
So moving on. So Ben actually, who's clicks the buttons behind the scenes.
I like
he-
the wave, by the way. Ben gave us like a
He's a fancy
queen
guy,
wave.
man.
I'm classy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. He's half decent at his job.
Is he?
And
Thanks.
anyway, so he watches some of your videos, and he said that recently you've kind of moved operation.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
yeah.
so you to Urban, who are like a custom car company.
Yeah,
What's the
so-
story behind that?
Right, so Yianni has always been in Enfield in North London.
Yeah.
So I've turned Enfield into a media setup. So I've got infinity walls, green screens, podcast studio.
Wow.
So it's really, really cool there. And I've moved my business to Milton Keynes to Urban. So I own a business a long time with my partner Simon called Urban Automotive. So we put Urban Automotive and Yianni together. So Urban Automotive is like a car tuner. So we do body kits for G-Wagons, Range Rovers. We've
I've
just
seen
done
them.
one.
They're beautiful.
We've just
So
done
do
one
you-
for
do you-
Scott Disick.
Do you own Urban?
Yes, with
Right.
Simon
Right.
and Bick. So 3 of us.
What? I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So and as I said, we just done a car for Scott Disick in America. So
Have you always owned it? Or is
no,
it-
no.
So that's like a newer.
Newish.
Right.
I have always had shares in it. Simon's godfather to my daughter as well.
Right.
But that.
Oh, so is it sort of like you've kind of you moved it over there, but it's been a bit of a merge?
Yes, you've
Is that
merged.
what's
Correct,
kind of
yeah.
okay?
Right.
Correct. So we've got
Interesting.
Yianni Customs, Urban Automotive. So Yianni does all the wraps and stuff. Yianni is the fame business,
Right.
and Urban is wasn't. So we're just trying to give the fame to Urban now as
Right.
well.
Right.
Like it's insane. They don't have a blue tick. I can't. It's unbelievable how that business, when all the other car modifiers,
You can just
got
pay
blue
it for it
ticks.
though.
Can you pay for it?
Well, now you can. I
You
think.
can just pay for a blue tick, man.
On Twitter, but not on Instagram.
But who cares about Instagram?
Well, fair enough.
Well, Instagram's probably more important for cars.
It's cars.
Oh
It's
yeah,
visual,
true.
isn't it?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll take that back.
Yeah. So it's yeah. So it's just weird that it just doesn't have it. So
Yeah.
me being there now will get it because it brings the fame to it.
You might be
With
able
the
to pay
client
for it
base.
soon. I think Mark Zuckerberg has said they're probably going to opt for that soon. So
I think that's the most stupidest thing they've done. That.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just think.
I
It's
think that's
stupid.
interesting. It's interesting to get your perspective on that. Actually,
Yeah.
I know we're changing subject, but because your whole business is celebritism, right?
right.
So
So that tick is worth a lot.
The ticket is worth
It
a lot. because-
it validates you as a person to
As a
being
person, as a-
credible, big, famous, trustworthy potentially.
So what?
You're not a fake.
So what? Yeah. So what's the problem with other people getting access to it?
Exactly what he just said. Like you got people with, and I'm not saying it should be based on your followers, but you got people that have got 100 followers and they've got a blue tick.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you know who's genuinely got a blue tick for being famous or being something specifically for having that. But now you don't know why someone's got a blue tick. And someone could generally have a low amount of followers and generally deserve that blue tick. And then you've got someone that's got the low amount of followers and you're just like, yeah, you just bought that.
So who do you think who do you think deserves a blue tick then?
People in the public eye, people that can be copied,
Yeah.
people that people can pretend to be them.
Right.
I think
Because that's what the tick meant
was
for a
just-
long time.
Yeah. So you know that if that person with
Yeah.
a blue tick has said it, you know it's come from them.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to work out either, this new strategy of them just allowing people to pay for it. But at the same time, I also get it.
So
I don't get it. It's
I
fame.
think, why?
well, they're trying to make it not a status symbol, right? That's the whole thing.
Right. But at the same time, even though you have the tick, it doesn't mean you are credible. And it doesn't mean you are trustworthy. And it doesn't actually also mean that you are that person.
By the way, we're definitely playing devil's advocate here because it's just
Yeah.
interesting to get your perspective on it. Because,
Yeah.
but like,
we
so-
have ticks.
Yeah.
But what's the point of having a tick then? So if everyone has the tick, you might as well just get rid of the tick fully.
Yeah,
then.
there's no point.
I think,
Rather than having
think,
it, I think you shouldn't have it.
I think that's valid. I think, yeah.
But nowadays, you below your profile, it'll say what you do. So, for example, I think for me, it says content creator or influencer or something like
Can you
that.
change that?
Anyone can do that though. Anyone can put that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, anyone can do that.
This is my point. So anyone can be a YouTuber. Anyone can be a business owner. Anyone can say they're famous or they're
Yeah.
a celebrity. But are they? And
So,
But even with the tick, are they? Is the question.
I guess is part of the issue that there was no standard regulation for who got the ticket, who
Yeah.
didn't. So it's like you just said the point, right? Why forget that you can buy it now, but why hasn't Urban got a tick? Well, yeah, you kind of have to like get someone to like decide. You got to change someone at Twitter's
not a bot.
opinion.
Yeah.
There's no like.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. So I've got 2 Instagrams. I've got Yianni and I've got Yianni. So Yanni's my personal one. Yianni had a blue tick from early. And the reason it did is because my client base was all celebrities. They
Yeah.
were like, he does celebrities. That
Yeah.
business is renowned around celebrities. He's famous. His brand's famous. Me, Yianni, I couldn't get a blue tick. And the only way I got my blue tick was when I got my TV show. And then instantly, my blue
Yeah.
tick arrived.
Then you're
So
mainstream.
I earned it.
But how did it arrived? Like, as in someone
you didn't
reached
ask
out?
someone?
No, I don't know. Did you speak to him say he's got a TV show now? So I think my management might have contacted them.
That's
to
the
say,
argument. That's the
Right.
argument, right? Like only people in the circle, right, can get the tick.
I think that's what Elon was saying, right?
Yeah.
He was like, it was too much of a
There were some people who just weren't in the circle, and then they,
Of a
even though they
club,
were
of a private
credible,
club.
even though they were trustworthy, even though they were famous, even though they had all these things that essentially checked the box, they didn't have the tick.
It definitely seemed like there would have been a middle option, which was like
Maybe
I
maybe
get
a
the
blue
criticism
tick,
that
or, I mean a green tick.
well,
potentially,
the thing is
right?
the criticism is interesting on like who should and shouldn't have one, right? I don't think it should never be a metric that you reach to get one, right? Because that doesn't make any sense. Someone who's big in one category that number is relative to a different category.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. So we've got Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, he should have a blue tick because he's famous worldwide. But KSI is a YouTuber. Is YouTube as powerful as?
Well, that's exactly
being
the
a
point.
football- That's what I'm asking. So I'm saying, what?
they're both
you're saying.
So
influencers.
I think that they should have really probably found a middle ground where there's just they set out some like basic requirements. Like YouTube has it very clear on what you need
Well,
to.
not for the tick.
Well, not so much for the tick. Well, they do and don't. I think more so. Like let's use the monetization stuff, right? For example, on YouTube, YouTube sets out very clearly what you need to do to monetize, and they change it to update it. So shorts come out, and now they've adjusted the bracket to allow shorts creators to get.
What do they say?
monetized.
You need 1,000 followers and X amount of hours viewing before
yeah,
you can
it's
get your
10,000.
URL.
I'm not drawing a
now,
one-to-one, but
yeah.
it's
No,
more
I'm just
so
trying to get an example.
Yeah, exactly. So
It's a minimum requirement that's set in stone, is what Josh is trying to say.
And
right?
then, so I guess the evolution of that would be if Twitter had some level of some base metric stuff that might be very minimal, but some base metric, and then it's like, and then you're in these categories. Because they require you to be verified, right? Because to be honest, who cares if you're in some X category but it doesn't matter if you're verified or not, right? If you're in X categories, then you can then apply, and then it will say on there you've applied pending, and then someone looks at it and then they go nah because or yes.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been a much better solution.
Yeah, I agree. Instagram, I think they said
Elon,
you had to have-
listen.
you had to have 3 with Instagram. Didn't you have to have 3 bits of press online?
Yeah, but that one's all
But then
so
people
vague, though.
people were buying it in different countries.
Yeah,
like
you
country,
can buy
irrelevant
press.
countries.
We got Instagram the verification before, like just from someone asking for us.
Yeah,
I don't think
we just
had.
asked this one guy who knew someone on Instagram. Boom, had the tick.
But that was the early days of YouTube when YouTube was the
Yeah,
up and
true.
coming. It was like YouTube.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a YouTuber, you can't just get an Instagram tick.
No.
You can't just get a blue tick.
I want to ask you something, and this has nothing to do with ticks, but before you got here, we had already met before. We met 5 years ago. When we met, did you know me already? Because we met in Monaco at an event. When did you first hear about us? As gamers, we could be potential clients of yours. We haven't been, but we're in that bracket. Tell us a little bit. Like, when did you find out about us?
My kids.
Your kids.
My kids always. I want to say tell me who's relevant, but they're always on top of it. So they'll always say, "Oh, this person, that person."
Right.
They'll mention. I'll be like, "Okay, I didn't know who that was."
Well, shout out to
and
them.
then I'll just look into whoever the YouTubers are or whatever they say, whether it be a gamer playing Minecraft or you know what I mean, or Fortnite or whatever it is. So it's my kids. My kids are so up to date on YouTube, so they always keep me updated.
You're like
And
your little consultants.
yeah,
on
but
VTuber.
as quick as they tell me though, they'll tell me, "Oh, that person's dropped off now. Yeah, don't worry about
So
that."
do they tell you should wrap this guy's car? He just bought a new car. Or-
They say to me, "Oh, you need to get that person, or you need to get this person."
Yeah.
And there's loads of times where I've been in a Sideman video where I haven't been in it, but they've spoke about me, and my kids will send me the clips. "Oh, they spoke about you here, and they said this," and I was like, "Oh, wow, okay then." And I never see it, but because they seem to watch everything, and they seem to tell me all the time I'm mentioned. In every other week, they'll be like, "You're mentioned here. You were spoke about here. They mentioned your name here. They said something here," and I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
But
So you've kind of known of us for a while.
yeah.
Do you know the reason we started this podcast?
Do you know what?
I've done enough research.
Do you know what? I do, but I actually can't think of it now.
Maybe your kids have told you.
No, my kids didn't tell me this. Was I talking to you? Who was I talking to? Who was I? I was talking to someone about this. I think
Yeah.
it might be one of my team. I can't remember what it was said, but they did say it to me.
Yeah.
They did say it to me.
So yeah, well, long story short, we used to be with 3.
Yeah.
Right. And then the third person left. Then we got a new third person, and they also left. And then we started the podcast to find another third person.
Right.
So would you like to play some video games with us?
Is this the?
This has actually been an interview. And well,
love a serious
actually,
face as well.
I see. The thing is, it's wrong because I just asked
I
if
love
he
cars,
wants
dude.
to, but by coming on the podcast, he's saying he wants to join the group, right?
Yeah, you're in.
So
Did you
we
not-
have to decide if we want Yianni to join the group.
What's the new name though? Because at the moment it's the 2/3.
You'll be the 1/3.
We haven't really we haven't thought that far ahead. But Jelly, how are we feeling?
I like Yianni. I'm not sure about his gaming skills though.
That's true.
Yeah. How are
Yianni,
you with Minecraft?
Are you actually good at playing video games?
I'm sure you could race a
I
car
can
too.
practice.
It was on the job requirements.
I didn't see it. I didn't get the memo.
And look, we've got enough disorganization in the group already. We don't need another person that can't
Look,
be
we got
prepared.
the memo. We're in black tops, and you didn't get the memo. He wants to stand out.
Look, being honest, Yianni, I think it's going to be a pass from us. But
I hope you don't mind.
We want to thank you very much for coming on,
Yeah.
and I
Thank
don't
you
want
for
I don't want
applying.
you I don't want this to kind of knock your confidence moving forwards when you apply
Yeah.
for other roles.
I think I'll be okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
try and be a bit more confident in my videos.
Excellent.
And hopefully, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know,
Maybe
Well,
practice the gaming thing a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
it. Do you know what? As you've knocked me back, you might as well
Stop
at least
rapping.
start rapping. I can't
No,
rap.
stop rapping.
Stop rapping.
Start
I don't rap
spitting
anyway.
bars.
I don't. I can do that. Do you know what? You can actually help me then. You know, as I've failed on this job interview, can you help me? I'm about 30,000 away from hitting 2 million. I can't get
Dollars.
there. I can't get there
On where? On
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Can you believe it?
This will
mean-
help. Check this guy
To be
out.
fair, we haven't got that. We've only just started the podcast, so
Yeah, but you've got about.
Also, we're denying your
20 million,
application. Why am I giving you
and
a
you got
shout
about
out?
20 million between you.
yeah. Well, okay. Well, guys,
More than
if you
that.
feel like Yanni's
More than
been,
that. Oh,
if you
sorry.
feel like Yianni, wait, what did you say here?
I said, what have you got? About 20 million. He goes, more than that.
Wait, how many have you got now?
I don't know.
See, I've got.
I'm at 20.
What?
Am I above 20? I'm at 23, I think.
Are you
I've got
really?
11 million.
Yeah, I think so. 23 million. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
I am
Yeah.
just a nobody here.
Yeah.
Mr.
Together, we've got
Nobody.
like 33 million.
That's really another reason why we actually don't really think you kind of fit in.
Yeah. I mean, guys, you help him out. He's
Get
just a
him to
small
2 million.
YouTuber. Maybe when he gets a few more subs, we'll consider him and a bit more
Yeah.
gaming skills. But regardless, thank you for coming on the podcast.
My pleasure. Thank
Yianni.
you for having
It's
me,
been
Greg.
great.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
man.
Thank you so much, man.
I'll see you in
Boom.
another 5 years.
Yeah. We'll see you
it.
soon.
Every 5 years.